Held!
Hi, darling.
Oh, I've missed you. It's so good to see your face.
It's so good to see you finally. It's been about 2 weeks.
Do you know, I think we have a little bit of codependency going on.
I think we do. But look, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, just to let you know, it all looks a bit different because obviously it's summer, we're all over the place. I'm at home in London, touring in Southend at the moment, going back and forth. And where are you, Vets?
I'm in Shanghai in China. So I've been in Wuhan and now I'm in Shanghai until the end of the week working. And we couldn't bear to not meet up. So we pestered Jeff to make sure we could do
so you took your kit out to Shanghai so we could do this. So we're Mystic Mates on tour at the moment. I'm very excited to be catching up because loads has happened since, the launch party feels like a year ago now. And it was amazing. Gosh.
It was incredible. I kind of got on a plane and flew to China 2 days later and I was just buzzing from it. It was palpable, the energy in the room, wasn't it, Hels?
Yeah, it was amazing. But we were sad that we didn't get our tattoo. We ran out of time, so we couldn't get our matching tattoos, our high priestess tattoos.
No, and Hels, you promised me. You promised me that you would do your first tattoo with me. Have you cheated on me?
I feel genuinely really bad about this. So we had this incredible tattoo artist, Aqua Noir, who sounds like some sort of fantastic Liberty perfume. She's beautiful, this stunning, gorgeous woman, so kind, so lovely.
So beautiful.
And she did some tattoos for some of our friends. My friend Russell and Jord got matching ones and lots of people did, but we were obviously busy chatting to people and, all of the rest of it. And we didn't manage to get our tattoos. But my good friend Min, who does the ADHD podcast with Paul Whitehouse, was there. She came along. And it was lovely to see her because she's really into this stuff. And she said, as a present for doing the podcast, she wanted to get me a tat with her guy that she uses in Soho, who's like celebrity tattooist. And I didn't know, I didn't know what to say. I felt like I was cheating, but then I knew that we were still going to get our tat anyway. And I had a free day and I just thought, okay, I'm just going to do it. And I'm really sorry. But I did get, shall I show you? I've got terrible feet.
Can you show me?
I'm about to have a
I haven't actually seen it.
Can you see it? Oh, that's good for my
Yes.
It's 3 little birds. It's mama bird and my 2 little birds larking around my daughters. And also we have this joke because I actually can't do it anymore because I'm going to confess. But when I've been to restaurants that I don't like, I've got a secret email address so I can complain.
Hels, don't tell everyone this.
I know, but I'm going to have to cancel it now. I think I only did one complaint in Cornwall anyway, that time we went to that restaurant. And it's Mother of Birds.
No, you did the other one, didn't you?
Which one?
When we were in that place in the country with Ryan and Rowan. Or did you not complain? When we got food poisoning?
Oh, yeah. No, I think I did complain. So, yeah, the email address is Mother of Birds. So that's been the joke. So I'm the big bird and they're the 2 little ones underneath me. But we are going to go to see Aqua Noir. I've been in touch with her. She's really cool. And actually, she's about to go into other things like healing and stuff like that. So we'll definitely do more with her. And I want us to get the tats on a pod. And do you know what, babe? I feel like I was the guinea pig. Actually, I was helping us out because I was just seeing how painful it was. And it's fine. It's fine.
I was a bit scared. I'm going to be really honest. When Jeff turned around and went, girls, I'm so sorry, but she has to go out. She's got to finish. She went way over her time. I was like, because I was a little bit scared.
Yeah. Oh, God, babe, no, you can't be. Like, it's so... And actually, now I think I'm probably a bit addicted. So I want to get the High Priestess, but then I also want to get another one on my other wrist.
Oh, no, she's going for it.
In fact, I know. There'll be, like, barcodes all over my back soon.
Please don't do the face.
I'm just going to get your face on my shoulder.
Please don't do the neck.
Look, stop it. We also have to talk about... I'm going to get full sleeves. No, do you know what? I actually won't because it means that you have to be in so early in the morning for makeup for TV that I'm not doing that to myself because I'd have to be in an hour earlier just to cover up all my tats. So I'm only doing small ones that can be covered easily. But we also had this amazing reader, Ali, who had very kindly wanted to come to the launch and to the pod, and she was incredible. And she actually said some things before we even did the podcast about an energy, a feeling of a person that she felt in the room, which we'll definitely revisit with her, because she does, she's a medium as well. But she did tarot cards for us and for our friends. And Vets, can you remember what was yours like?
Yeah, mine was, you were in the room with me.
Yeah.
And so was my husband. And actually she brought up, some issues I encountered in a past work environment, didn't she? About certain people.
Oh my God, yes.
Do you remember that?
I do.
And
I
not
do.
necessarily
And
positive either.
No, and it felt really familiar. And I was just like, oh my God, it took me back to when you were doing this job she was talking about. And there was an energy around you, a physical person, living person, that wasn't necessarily good for you. And it was quite hard for you. And you were working really hard, as we know theatre demands it of you. And you were really sad about it. And when it came up, Bobby was like, who's that? Who's that? And I was like, oh, it was that thing on that show. And he's like, oh my God. Right.
And she brought it up and she was like, you're still carrying it. And I didn't really know I was. And when she brought it up, I was like, I am still carrying it. It really bothers me that I was depicted in a different way to who I am. And she was very intuitive. She was a very intuitive reader, wasn't she? And my daughters went to her and they just loved her. I mean, everyone, my friend Paula went and she was like, I'm telling you, this woman is amazing. She's going to book her. I think she read in a way that wasn't just about the cards. She just read on intuition and what came into the room. And she's a very special soul, Ali.
Yeah, she felt very caring as well. It felt very nurturing as a read, even though we'd never met her before. She felt familiar in her process and the way that she did it. It felt very natural and sort of motherly in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And she, that was intense. She was doing 10-minute readings, one after the other. The energy, coming in with that energy every 10 minutes and having to focus on people. It's like a clairvoyant marathon. Like, it's like doing a triathlon in clairvoyance, really.
I wonder what she does to wind down. Do you know what I mean? Like, what can
maybe
you do
she
from
watches
that
Love Island or...
Yeah, I hope she just goes on like QVC and like just does something really like boring to get the spirits away from her.
That's what we do, Hells. We go shopping, which I've been doing a lot of in China, let me tell you. Emma is the best shopping partner ever, so we have gone crazy. But I think we need to get her back on because I want to know that story about that spirit that she saw in the studio.
Yeah. Yeah, and do you remember my read as well? I had to ask you about it afterwards because it was all overwhelming, and we'd had some rosé.
You got very emotional. You did forget, and
I thought her reading was. She
really went into your. It was the read. It was the rosé as well. She really went into your vulnerability, and where you were feeling hurt, and she really understood you actually. I think she gave you a good kind of, she gave you hope. She gave you a really good guidance. It was very positive, very positive.
It was very positive. And she held my hand and she said, you need to know it's not your fault. And I think that's when I burst out crying.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because when
really
things break
you.
down in your life, you really sort of go, oh God, what have all of this. And of course we all make mistakes and we all do things that when, whatever. But I think it really, it made me forgive myself in a way because I think I'm really hard on myself, especially with relationships.
You are.
And so it was really lovely.
And that's what's wonderful. And this is why I say going to a good clairvoyant or card reader is really important because it's like therapy, but in a very positive, gentle, you feel like it feels like a big warm hug, doesn't it, Hells?
Yeah, when it's good and it's not like, hard. But listen, this is also really exciting. So I'm on tour with the High Society at the moment.
Yes, how's it going?
It's great. It's lovely. It's hard work. I'm exhausted, but it's great. So we're in Southend at the moment and I'm going on holiday for a week. I'm taking the girls away, which I'm so excited about. And then I go to Belfast. And I'm excited about Belfast, but not least because, do you remember we were talking about the foot reader a while ago?
Oh,
well,
yes.
She has been in touch. And guess where she lives?
Where?
She's in Belfast.
Belfast.
She's in Belfast, babe. So when I'm in Belfast, she sent this lovely message saying, I love the podcast.
That is so weird.
I know, right? It's a Kirsty Elwood, and she said, I love the podcast. It's fabulous. Well done, ladies. Helen, if you happen to be free before a show, I can pop in and read your feet for you. And I know it sounds absurd, but the body blows my mind with how clever it is. I've been a reflexologist for 23 years and found that foot reading was my way that I could bring sensitivity through and show my clients how truly awesome they are. No pressure. Love, Kirsty. Isn't that great?
Have you got in touch with her?
Well, I'm going to ask if she can come down to the show, and, you know, maybe some other people in the cast would like a little foot read. I know Julian, who plays opposite me, is having a pedicure today, so I'm sure he'd be up for a foot read as well. And also, I've got a foot spa in my room, which sounds so princessy, but I do all the show dancing, and my feet are so sore all the time, so they're really cut up and like gnarly at the moment. So I've got this foot spa in my room that he's always trying to nick and use.
Do you know, I think it's always like when you go to get your hair cut and you're like, oh, I should wash my hair so my hair doesn't look so dirty. You'd be all going to get a pedicure before the foot read because you want nice feet for her to read.
There'd be no skin for her to read. It'd be like a baby's wash at my feet. But Vets, let's talk about where you are.
Yes, so I first arrived actually in Wuhan. Have you been, has anyone, I mean, we only know Wuhan because of COVID, really. That's how I know Wuhan. Yeah. It's massive, babe. Wuhan is so big. It's bigger
than
China's
London. Fucking massive. Look at the globe.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. But on our first night there, we were massively jet lagged. And we went and ate dinner and we walked through this, it was so hot, I can't tell you. We walked through this little like market with clothes for £1. And there was a fortune teller with her cards out for £6 for a read. I'm not kidding. So I'm with Erin and Emma and I'm like, we're all sweating, literally sweating, no water. We're like, and I'm like, no, you will wait. I'm doing a read.
Well done. Good girl. Proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. And she was incredible. I mean, I kind of was just doing it for a bit of fun to see, but she used her Google Translate for me. So she just showed me the Google Translate and I took a photo of it. She did a 3-card spread. And I asked about work and family, and she was really on it and very detailed. And I was a bit like, yeah, maybe this is a whole lot of shit. Because I always do that when I just found her at a market, So then I made Emma, I was like, babe, I really think you need to do a read. It's £6. But I guess there was another part of me that was like, if 2 of us do it, we can figure out between us whether this is the real deal. And Emma did a read, completely different to mine, very much what she was thinking about. And it was incredible, like incredible. Yeah. So there you go, £6 read in a little market stall.
I love it. And
really exciting.
But so Jeff came to meet you just as you were flying off, our producer, right?
God, that was funny. So
really early.
Really early. And it was at Gatwick where it was like the first day of holidays. So there was this massive queue to get into, to check in. And Jeff was texting me and I'm like, I've got to go. And he's like, I'm stuck in a traffic jam in the parking lot. So he raced up to me as I was just about to go through security and we swapped. But the one thing we didn't do, Hells, is I had my tapes from Mystic Mates that I was going to give to him. Yeah. So I've got my Mystic Mate tapes with me in China. Yeah.
Can you take them in hand luggage?
Because I got on the plane.
You can't risk losing them.
Yeah, you're right, actually. I might have to do that.
I think they are in my hand
luggage. No, they were in my hand luggage all the way.
Think of it like putting a child in a suitcase. It's like your child. Okay, put it in hand luggage. This
I'm
is
a
your
bit nervous
work.
about what it all says. I might say to Jeff, look, you need to give me a tape recorder and I need to listen to it first, just in case.
I need to be with you. I lived through those tapes with you. And
you
also,
did.
Wait, you're such a cat lady. Did you go to a cat cafe?
Oh my gosh. So cats, there's a crazy cat thing obviously in China as well. And where I was teaching, because everything's kind of in a massive mall, I was so tired and everyone was like, go down to the cat cafe. I'm not kidding. You pay £3 or something and you go in and I had about 30 cats on me, just scratching at me. And it was... No, it smelled divine. I don't know where they were weeing. I don't know where they were pooing, but it wasn't in there. They were so beautiful. And I just sat with them for an hour and I felt really calm. I went back 3 times every day.
I love that. I love that about you. I couldn't think of anything worse. There's one in Hackney, Just do that next time.
Is there?
Yeah, let's not go to Shanghai for a cat cafe. There is one. And also, what I'm going to do with my children, which I really love the idea of this, puppy yoga. You can do yoga with puppies.
What? Do the puppies do like a down dog?
Well, my dog always does a down dog when I'm doing one. They kind of join in a bit.
Does he?
Yeah. Also, look, we just have to talk about Jeff as well, because he's this omnipresent person we keep referring to. One day you'll see his face. He's brilliant.
Should we interview him one day on the podcast?
Well, he can be our crystal expert, because
Yes.
from going from like not even know what tarot cards really were to then fully fledging himself, investing in as many crystals as he can fit in his house. That's who's he just bought a massive, fuck off huge crystal from?
That would be the one and only Joss Stone. I mean, it's crazy. So big, in fact, that he couldn't fit it in his car.
I mean, Joss's stone is a big. She's a big stone. But why is she selling her crystal collection?
Well, I would say looking at the ones, because there was one bigger one he wanted, didn't he? But he missed out on that one. And he was like, I'm actually really glad, because they literally couldn't lift it. But I think she's got a lot of young kids now, quite a few, right? One or two at least.
It's paying for school fees. That's like a term of school fees that Jeff's just paid for. Taking a massive amethyst.
I don't think Joss is needing a stone to sell to pay for his school fees. But maybe they're a bit dangerous, you know? Maybe the kids were climbing on them because they're big.
That's what you were thinking of. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. But is it an amethyst? I couldn't really tell from the photo.
It's an amethyst.
He's nodding. It's an amethyst. He should have a drinks party around that amethyst, right?
He should. I would like to ask Jeff, actually, what's changed in his house since having all those massive crystals in there, because from someone that didn't have them to having so many now, it'll be really interesting. Maybe we'll ask him this week and we'll get back to our...
Yes or no? He's nodding. Maybe it's just that his wife's really sick, that there's no space in the house because of all the crystals.
But Hells, did you have a reading this week?
Yeah, but we'll talk about that in a minute, because it's quite full on. I did have a reading. Let's save that for part 2, okay?
Okay.
And I can tell you all about my medium that came to the house. I'm so excited to tell you.
Now, Hells, you know that my mystic fixer in China did me good.
Yeah,
because
with your
I actually
read.
had I Ching that you used to call I Ching, but it's actually I Ching. Now, we have done a whole bonus episode on the I Ching reading, so you can listen on our Patreon page. The link is in the show notes, or head to the Patreon and search Mystic Mates. And we've gone into great detail about that, haven't we, Hells?
Yeah, we have. It's all over there for you to have a listen to.
But Hells, you've got to talk to me about your reading that you had this week. Was it last week?
Yeah. No, it was Sunday. It was my day off. You know the lady that we saw in the Fulham Psychic Church Fair thing?
The spiritual church, yes.
Spiritual church, sorry. And we just had her name and we'd never heard of her before. And you had messaged me her name. So I found it on my phone. Then I looked her up. I think I found her on Facebook or like something like that. And I messaged her and I was like, look, where are you? Can I come and see you again? This is the lady who told me about my my ex who had passed away very unfortunately and suddenly after we were dating for a short amount of time. It was that lady that found him, and he came down and he'd spoken to me in that reading about how he wasn't happy with my situation. Anyway, so I thought, I've got to find her. I found her. We ended up chatting, and she said, look, I don't do house calls. I did a bad one once. She lived too far away, and I was like, oh, I could come to you. And she said, you know what? I used to live around the corner from you. She used to live like just up the road from me, and her brother's in
That's so
like
weird.
really close as well. Yeah. And so she came to the house, and she honestly, she didn't recognize me. And I'm used to knowing when people recognize me or not. She didn't recognize me like from being off the telly. She didn't recognize me from the church. She was like, oh, you're not who I thought you were. Like, when did I read for you? Like, unless she's a really good actress, she's a better actress than me, because she didn't remember me. Anyway, she came into the house and she said, I don't normally do them, but I just felt like I wanted to for you. And first of all, we just sat in the dining room and she said, "Oh, your dog's come in. He's got another little dog with him." And yeah, Lottie, who I'm assuming died. It was my first dog, Lottie, who was a teacup Yorkie. He was very sweet, and I had her. And then, unfortunately, when I got divorced, I didn't take her with me, which often happens in separations. So I had Charlie, and Lottie stayed. She must have died because that was years ago, and I never really heard anything about her afterwards. And so I can only assume it was her that came in, which made me feel nice because she was a special dog. Then first of all, she talked about my father's mother coming through and, very sort of familiar things. And then she was like, "Oh, yes, okay, in a minute," and started talking to this sort of thing in the room. And I was like, "Oh, weird." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I want to talk from her nan first." And then she said, "There's this really impatient man that's trying to get through to me, and he wants to speak to you." And she said, he's a partner. And it was him again. He came through and he just said so much stuff. And he said, so when he got diagnosed, I gave him a rose quartz, like I give people when they're not having a good time. And she said, "He wants to give you this rose quartz. Will you take it?" And I'm like, "Yes," because I never knew what happened to the rose quartz. And she said,
"Gosh, I really remember you giving him that rose quartz."
Yeah, it was the last time I saw him.
Yeah, I really remember us talking about that. That's so strange.
I gave him the rose quartz, and I gave him some gloves and a hat for having chemo to keep them warm.
Yeah.
Makes me sad now. So he gave me a rose quartz, and then she said lots of things that, he's just here and he's around you and he's always around you, and he wouldn't have been like this in life because he was he was insular in his world. But now he's passed, he wants to put a blanket around you and look after you and know that he's there. And you've got to stop doing this. You've got to stop doing this to yourself, the repeated patterns. And she said, "He's giving me a letter. I want to open it for you." And he really loved his music when he was on Earth. And he's opened the letter, and in it, she's saying, "Unforgettable, unforgettable." She's got to listen to Nat King Cole's "Unforgettable," which is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I love that
because I haven't felt like it was the right moment. Yeah, and then she said some things. What else did she say? Lots of other things, which were very true. And then she said about a couple of energies in the house, which I've always felt, but I think they're happy energies. A little boy and a little girl who didn't pass here. They weren't born here, but they choose to come back and play. And she said, "One of your daughters plays with them. She just doesn't realize she is." And I think it's my youngest. She said she goes into a daze, and it's then. And she does. She said she's got the gift. And she also said, "Oh, this was weird." She said, "He's telling you that you've got to go on this spiritual journey, whatever the spiritual journey you're going on." She said, "I think you want to be doing what I'm doing." And I was like, "Oh, yes." She's never listened to the podcast, babe. And then she said, "He's given me these caves. There's these caves near High Wycombe." And I was in High Wycombe the other week, bloody hell. And she said, "You've got to go there, and they do loads of spiritual things." And he's just saying, "You've got to go to these caves." I don't know why. So we've got to take a road trip to these caves. She did my tea leaves. She was like, "Oh, I wish I brought my tea leaves." And I was like, "Babe, you're in luck." So I got my tea leaves out and a lovely cup, and she read them and she said, "Oh, you've got lots of birds around you." I was like, "Yes, obviously." And she said again about the Pisces, and that's been said by Christina. She said, "You're going to end up with a Pisces." And Christina, the other tea leaf lady.
And Moya
didn't say that, it was Christina. It's always Christina. And she said it to our friend Ryan as well. Do you remember?
That's right,
because I used to come up in Ryan's readings because it would be a lady with a ball gag in her mouth. And he was like, "Oh, she's back."
There's Hells with a ball gag in her mouth. That'd be Hells.
It's because she wasn't speaking her truth, not that she was going to torture garden or something.
It's so weird, though, because when we did that first reading at the spiritual church, we just booked two people we didn't know. And you were running a bit late. And I got in and they were like, "Which one do you want to go with?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. Helen and I haven't, one man and one woman." And they said, "Right, we're going to put my hands behind my back and I've got both names and you have to pick." And I picked because you were there, and I got the man and you got her. And it's so strange that then you've kind of brought her back. And
oh my God, I have to tell the big story. Babe, I have to tell the big story that she said.
What's the big story?
This was the thing. Oh my God. So then she said, this woman's come in with blonde hair. Sorry, it's just come back to me. This woman's come in with blonde hair. She's called Ruby, and she's got a very protruding chin. And I said, I don't know anyone called Ruby apart from a girl in my daughter's class who's 4. And she said, she's not come in for you. She's come in for someone around you. And this person is going through breast cancer at the moment. She just wanted to say that she's looking out for her and she's going to be okay. Tell her that she's going to be okay. And we've got your very good friend who I'm friends with. And I messaged her and I said, look, I don't know whether this has anything to do with you, but I've just been told this. And she said, oh my God, my mum's cousin, Ruby, died last year and I was really close to her.
Oh my God.
This is a picture. She's got blonde hair and she did have a protruding chin and she was really into angels and harps. And this medium was saying to me, give her a harp. Ruby wants to give her a harp. And she said that's because she was always into angels and harps, and it's like a divine sort of gift to say it's going to be okay. I mean, that gives me goosebumps every time I say it.
That is.
And I'm
Did
not,
she just love your
she's
call?
your friend. So I'm not very, very close to her. So it's random that she came up into my read.
And, she is my friend, but we don't like talk about spiritual stuff all the time. We might touch on it, but our friendship isn't based on that at all. So when you said you called her, I was a bit like, she might go, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
But she was like, no, I know this person.
But the medium has also, she does ghost hunts, which of course I'm all over.
What?
She said, I'll do a ghost hunt with you. I was like, can I just take you everywhere with me all the time then, please? Yeah. And I can just learn your gift.
I just really wanted to really do a ghost hunt with a medium. I mean, there's like 100% chance you're going to find some ghosts.
I want to take her to Hampton Court or something, don't you think? And she, but she also said that she'll do another house visit. Having said that she'll never do them, she's now banging to it with us. So she works just down the road a couple of days a week. And I've promised our best friend Ryan for his birthday, I want to get him a read and I want to get you on. So I think let's have a night where she just comes and I'm a bit worried that there's going to be residual spirits left over, but I'm sure they'll disappear with her or something. But let's bring her to the house and do a night, and we could even get her on the podcast. I think she's up for it.
Really?
Yeah, let's do it, babe.
I'd love that. Let's do it. Book it in. I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, Hels, I want to just say a massive thank you to everyone. Since we have started our podcast, we are getting so many messages on Instagram and emailed and voice notes, and it's all really interesting stuff.
It's really interesting. Keep them coming, please, because that's how this is going to grow and we're going to learn from it. So, Vets, let's read some of the messages that have been sent in to us. This is from Lisa Maria. Hi, girlies. Firstly, I love the pod. Just finished the first episode. 10 out of 10, no notes. Ooh, well done us. I wanted to share an experience with you and my mum had at our local spiritualist church one evening. Ooh, spiritualist church, right? That's what this lady does as well, the medium. She used to go to this church every Sunday when we were kids, and she'd leave us with our dad in charge this one particular evening. When she was there, my dad's best friend, Monty, came through to her. We lost him many years ago when I was a baby. And the lady, Julia, was like, I'm so sorry, he keeps throwing packets of crisps at me. He wants me to give them to you. And she sat there well, okay, that's odd. But he was always a bit of a cheeky lad. At the end of the evening, we all drove to pick her up, and she asked what we'd had for dinner, and we all shouted, crisps.
Oh my gosh. That's so
funny.
funny.
So our Monty was back to his old tricks of messing around and grassing Dad up. It's such a wonderful memory. Isn't that lovely? See, I think that's
a nice,
the thing with
fun one.
Mediums get a bad rap, I think, because people think that, it's just about seeing dead people and stuff, which it ultimately is. But there's a positive side to that, as I've experienced and as dear Monty has managed to get through.
And it could also be really fun and light. It doesn't have to be heavy stuff.
Okay, this is one from Inhale and Exhale on Instagram. Loving the pod. So nice to hear honest conversations and also learning on the go. Hope it will open the doors to many listeners. I've used crystals and visualizations through IVF. I used outcome visualization a lot. I thought visualizing twins would mean a stronger chance of having one baby, but I now have 2-year-old twins.
She's a good visualizer.
My sister told me she was also doing the visualization for me, imagining 2 children running around. I had no idea she was also manifesting this on my behalf at the same time as me. Oh, darling.
Oh, I love that story.
That's beautiful.
That's
Okay,
a good one.
have you got
I've got one here
Yeah.
from Aligned by Stars. Hello. Wow, what a fun podcast you ladies have put together. I'm from Perth, WA. That's my hometown. Aligned by Stars, that's my hometown. I love it. And I would love to do a tarot reading for you ladies. Well, I would definitely be in Perth soon. So
I didn't tell you this, but
Yep.
the medium kept saying to me, Australia keeps coming up for you. And I keep being told that at the moment.
ooh. That's if that's work.
Going on. Yeah, for work.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to join you. Or if we have to let's manifest something that we have to do together, so we both have to go to Perth together.
Yeah. Let's
We'll put that out there now.
something. Let's do a live pod out there. Definitely. Okay, we've got one more. This one's from Tracy on Instagram. Hi, I've just listened to episode 2 and I absolutely love it. I have tarot cards, angel cards, cards of light. I've not heard of those. And my crystal collection is growing nicely, not as nicely as Jeff's. I first heard about your podcast through Francesca Amber's podcast. I recently read the book of Magical Living by Poppy Jamie, and I think you both love it. Oh, brilliant. Let's get one. Anyway, here's the weird part. I'm a cleaner, and just after I'd subscribed to your podcast, thank you very much, Tracy, I was about to go into one of my clients' houses when a bird literally fell out of the sky in front of me. I stopped to check if it was okay. We had a little moment, and then it flew off. About 5 minutes later, I started listening to the podcast, and Helen, you mentioned your daughters being named after birds. You said lark. I Googled what a lark looked like, and I swear it was the exact same bird I'd just seen. It felt like one of those little signs from the universe.
Oh, that's so gorgeous.
That's really lovely. And I don't know where she lives because it's really rare to see larks.
Yeah. And just for her to hear that and then look it up and do that. Oh, this has been really fun, Hells. But I want to be in the room with you again. I can't bear
just
to
come
see
back
your
now?
face and not. Okay, I will.
Okay,
But can
thank
you
you.
stay in London?
No, I'm going on holiday. Sorry, babe. Full details of everything mentioned today and how to get in touch can be found in the show notes. Oh, babe.
Oh,
It's been
well, we're gonna
another
see you next
lovely
time.
chat. See you next time. And
Another lovely chat.
Lovely silk outfit you've just bought from China. Jealous. Love you.
lots of love from your mystic mates.
mates.
La la la.